Hello, welcome to the next edition of Monday Special. Today I'm gonna try out a deck that I have on my jank list section that I just kind of want to try and see if it's actually competitive, the current Pioneer format, and that is a deck featuring Zaman and Dina. It's basically all in on the draw your second card per turn, and I have all the best cards in those colors, Sultai colors, I think, that have the clause on it whenever you draw your second card. So I'm kind of wanting to see how this mechanic actually gets fleshed out. And I think there's actually some nice synergies that you get from going into Pioneer. You'll have a Jor-El, which whenever you draw your second card, you make a 2/2, which you could sack to Dina to be able to draw another card, play land. So I think it's kind of sweet. If you guys like this kind of content, make rogue brews. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you can be alerted by future videos. And let's get into the deck list. So as you can see, we have a decent amount of 1-drops. I think it's like 14 in total. We have a decent amount of 2-drops, so we can Sprock Ledger Shredder for the second card per draw. We're running Indulgence as a way to draw 2 cards on your opponent's turn to get more Sprocks. We have Puppeteer and Dina, which are the best, I think, of the whenever you draw your second card in these colors. Like I said, we also have Jor-El, which gets a 2/2 cat, which we could sack to here. We have a Jace to Sprocket, and this is one of the worst of them, I believe, in my opinion, whenever you draw your second card, but it is still on flavor. We have 2 Kaitos as a way to draw an extra card each turn, and we have a Consider Opt for early draw one card on our turn, and then we could maybe do Indulgence on their turn. Get 2 Sprocks per cycle. We have 22 lands, which is, I think, a reasonable number. We wanted enough, I think, to be able to put lands into play with Dina, but at the same time, we don't need too many because our curve tops out at 4. So, and we have a decent amount of card draw with Consider and Opt that I don't think we need 24, 23 lands. So sideboard wise, we have 2 to rest, 2 more Thought Seizes to come in to replace Fatal Push in the bad matchups. We also have 2 Shaper Sanctuaries for heavy removal matchups. We have Ray of Enfeeblement as a way to hate on mono white that comes in over Thoughtseize. Also against Greasefang. We also have Terror Sunder for Parhelions, artifacts and enchantments. We have Necromentia as a way to fight through creativity in combo decks. Then we have 3 Leyline of the Voids as a way to hate on graveyard-based strategies like Greasefang, Phoenix, stuff like that. So I hope we address most of the most played decks in the format. The only one that might be a little iffy is mono green, but every other deck, I think we have a decent amount of sideboard options and main board to potentially push the game out a little bit more mid-rangey where I think we can shine. So no further ado, let's see this deck in Pioneer. God, let's try and tap for the opponent. Passes. Another land. We play River. Go. We're going to probably try to Jace next turn. Plays a Chapel. Charming Prince. Passes. Play Coast. Play Jace. Pass the turn. Field the Ruin. Fatal Pushes. Hits me. Passes. Puppeteer. Play Cascade. Play Jor-El. Pass the turn. Circuit Mender. Let's go ahead and push the Charming Prince. We untap. Forest. Puppeteer. Pass the turn. Goes to combat attacks. We take it. I have no desire of blocking giving you a card. So kills my Jor-El. Tainted Indulgence. Maybe we find a black source, maybe? Discard the push. Yeah, trigger. Play a wreck. Shipwreck. Go to combat. Smack face for 4. Pass the turn. Shocks himself with a Shrine. Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. That resolves. Goes to combat. Hits me for 2. Down to 12. Play another Tainted Indulgence. Draw. Discard Blooming Marsh. Drain you. Untap. Island. Thoughtseize you. Okay, that's pretty obvious now what you want me to do. You want me to attack so you can go ahead and Indulgence. Discard Botanical Sanctum. Ledger Shredder. Pass the turn. Goes to combat attacks with both. We will block with Shredder. Fatal Pushes my Shredder. We take 3. We untap. Another Phyrexian Puppeteer. Play the Puppeteer. Go to combat. Field the Ruins me. Smack face. Down 9. Combat Thresher. Goes to combat, attacks with both. Alright, we'll block this, so make you waste your rain? Sure. Or feign death, which is fine, right? He comes back, gets a little bit bigger, but now you can't use it on the more important stuff. So we go ahead and cast Synthesis, discard the Jace, drain you twice, go to combat, smack you for 8, takes it, down to 2, goes to combat, attacks. Alright, block there, takes 6. Okay, that's fine. So that flips over, becomes a 3/3 or 4/4 with double strike, which can't block this turn. Passes. He needs a removal spell. That's not what I want. Go to combat. Attack with everything. So if he kills one threat, we still have 6 coming across. Got it. So against this matchup, Terra Sunder's in. We'll go down Jace since he has Fatal Push. I'd rather have ETB trigger like Synthesis. Thoughtseize over Push. Yeah, run it like that. Godless Shrine tapped. Passes. So I have 2 options here. I could Watery Grave. I think I'm going to Watery Grave. I don't think I need a Thoughtseize. We just pass. Field of Ruin. Passes. Play Sanctum. Synthesis. Draw a card. Got a push? Sure. Draw another Synthesis. I think I pitched the Thoughtseize. I'm going to get this Dina down next turn. Assembler. Passing. Watery Grave. Waste. Green. Black. Blue. Dina. Pass the turn. Plays a Chapel. Steel Seraph. I'm assuming gives this flying. Take it. Passes. We untap. We draw land. I think we just play Yavimaya Coast. We need a black and a blue. Synthesis. We'll pitch, I think, a Breeding Pool. You have a push or something? We draw a card. Pitch Breeding Pool. Whenever we draw a second card, we drain him, and we just could sack him and put a land into play, but I don't need to. And he has 2 bigger size threats, so we just pass. Alright, puts a counter on it. Yeah, we would have attacked and we would have killed 1 threat. Exchange, I guess. Probably not worth it. Another Assembler. Goes to combat. Okay, Steel Seraph targets the Assembler. Gives it flying again. Hits me for 6 in the air. Alright, seems good. Black, blue, Tainted Indulgence. I think we pitch Dina. Drain you. Take 6 down to 13. We untap. We draw a Blooming Marsh. Green, colorless. Jarrell. Consider. Ledger Shredder. Probably Graveyard. Make a cat. Play Marsh. Pass the turn. We'll just attack with the Synthesizer, so he has to double block. So if he does block, we're guaranteed. Okay. I mean, we'll definitely take out the smaller one. Because, I mean, it doesn't really matter. He's going to keep just giving this thing flying. So if we can get rid of some threats, we're going to. Okay, so we exchange. He's going to tap and grow the... Okay, he's going to rebirth that one. Alright, so that hurt a little bit. But I guess it's only 1 mana. Okay, that comes back. It's a full-size guy. We just pass the turn. We could trigger Dina this turn by playing an opt and sacking the cat, make another cat. Another Steel Seraph goes to combat. Assuming he gives both of these flying. Targets this one. You're going to get lifelink? Sure. Seems good. Attacks. So this has lifelink. Alright, so we sack with the... We block with the cat. Sack the cat. Play Blooming Marsh. Opt. Bottom. Drain you, make another cat. Take 7. Wait, does he have trample? Oh, this one. 4 plus 3. Okay. We untap. We're drawing way too many lands, though. Puppeteer. Play the Puppeteer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need 2 more lands. So we play a tap land. Now we're at 7. Think we can sack the cat right now. Play Watery Grave. Tapped. Play a swamp. Drain you. Make another cat. It's definitely working. And we just play Ledger Shredder. We just pass the turn. Field of Ruins us. Grab an island. Fatal pushes the Puppeteer. We will get back another Ledger Shredder. Attacks with everything. Alright, so this has lifelink, vigilance, 4/5. So we have to block here. 3, 7, 10. I don't think I risk my shredders. We untap. Kaito. Play the Kaito. So these both have... One has flying. So I can't really prosperly attack. I think I uptick, get rid of the Jarrell, drain you, make a token, sack the cat, draw a couple cards. I think I just go ahead and drop the second one so I could trigger Ledger Shredders, get rid of Kaito, get rid of that, keep the new one, pass the turn. And Kaito phases out, turns on the hive, whatever. Eat Steel Seraph, consider, discard push, discard Blooming Marsh, make a cat, graveyard that. Push should help. This should gain flying. Nope, gains lifelink. Attacks with everything but the Steel Seraph. Block, block, block. So this is a 4/5, that's 3. I think I just take out the land. I think I need to keep my cat generation, so. And this should not be a profitable exchange. Plays a tap land. Puppeteer. Play the Puppeteer. I think I go ahead and Fatal Push. I can't push this? Alright, so we go to combat. Attack with the Shredder. We get to Kaito. Draw a card. Drain you. Make a cat. Play a second Puppeteer. Get rid of the Sanctum. Sack a cat. And then we get to push the Seraph. Pass the turn. We might be grinding this one out. Like, we do have a decent shot here. Marches my Ledger Shredder, which is pretty decent. I'm assuming you go to combat and you attack both. You attack both at Kaito? Face, face. This is essentially 10. You could pump twice. So if this is 4/3, he could be a 5. So I think I go ahead and exchange and take 7. Oh, wait. Grows to a 6/7. Oh crap, all of them exchange. We get back Ledger Shredder, Sithis. We will pitch Opt. Man, this deck is working. So we untap, Opt. It's kind of sweet. Ledger Shredder. Go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Down to 6. Draw. Drain you. Make a cat. And we just go ahead and Terror Asunder there. Pitch Breeding Pool. Pitch Cascade. And we just ship the turn. Which means there's a good chance we could win relatively soon. This deck is grindy. Not even gonna lie. It's kind of sweet. He passes his turn. Got it. 1-0. Let's get into the next. It's a Goblet Shrine. Untapped. Mardu Shadow Spear. Another Synthesis. I think I just play the Marsh. Go. Hits me. Down to 18. We untap. Thoughtseize. Play the Swamp. Play Synthesis so that way he doesn't attack. And hopefully find a land. That's a land. Throw the Thoughtseize away past the turn. Marches my threat. Hits me. Down to 16. Tomb. Untapped. Jarrell. Opt. Puppeteer on top. Make a cat. Pass the turn. Summit. Plays Reaper. Mantle. Attacks. We will just trade with a cat token. Watery Grave. Untapped. Synthesis. Draw a card. Discard the Shredder, I guess. Make a cat. Pass the turn. Goes to combat. No attacks. Passing. We'll go ahead and Indulgence. Pitch a Opt. Make a cat. Breeding Pool. Untapped. Gix. Puppeteer. Consider. Graveyard. Drain you. Make a cat. Hit ya. Makes 3 1/1s. Eats my Shredder in the yard. Eats Shadow Spear. Okay. Gain some life. You're gonna double block. You're gonna triple block. That's fine. Next turn we get Puppeteer plus Opt, which is pretty decent. Edicts me. I guess we lose the Jarrell. Mantles. No attacks. We untap. Play a second Puppeteer. We'll draw another Jarrell. Drain you. Swing out with the cat. Down to 8 past the turn. Is this deck just good? Is there a possibility in a world where drawing your second card actually encourages you to play good Magic? Because this card has felt really good. This card has felt really good. Seems pretty solid. Of course, definitely, I mean, the synthesis could be something else, but it hasn't felt horrible, you know? It's just like, it's a fine rate body, and drawing a card, make sure you hit your land drops is important. So you gotta back up the Reaper, backs up itself. Okay, eats my synthesis. Attacks. Take it. I can care less. We untap. Recluse. Jorel. Cluse. Sweet. Hand check. Alright, kills my Jorel. That's fine. Take Intimidator, I guess. Play land. Go to combat. Smack face. Pass the turn. Alright. Against this matchup, Thoughtseize doesn't seem very hot. He does have some spot removal, so we could bring in Shaper Sanctuary maybe. Terra Sunder. He has some auras, but I don't think I care about that. I don't like that. Shadow Spear. Breeding Pool. Tap. Go. Next turn I can Shredder. Butcher. Hits me for 3. Shredder. Pass the turn. Mountain. Intimidator. It's gonna make it where this thing can't block. Hits me. Yeah, can't do nothing about that. Synthesizer. Synthesis, I should say. Pitch the breeding pool. Opt. Discard a Kaido. Bottom. Draw. Pass the turn. Plays a pathway on white. Other warriors get +1/+0. Jeez. Goes to combat. Attacks, attacks, attacks. Gonna make it where my Shredder can't block. So this is going to be essentially 9 right here, because I can't kill it. I guess I'd have to just keep butt blocking it. So it has trample. Alright. Just gotta pray I'm not dead. Play an island. Kaido. Uptick. Discard the Triome. Ops. Get rid of Shaper Sanctuary. Bottom of Shredder. Draw a card. Just pass, I guess? Oh wait, this is a 5/4. I can't block that. I'm dead though on, yeah, that's good. Do I need more spot removal? Is this really worth 4 mana? I don't think so. Run it back. Play Triumph. Go. Swamp. Shadow Spear. How does he have it every single game? Watery Grave. Shredder. Go. Blood Crypt. Attacks. I'm gonna block it and just pray. Stomps it. That's fine. Blue. Synthesis. It's not a land. Get rid of the Kaido. Pass the turn. Plains. Another Shadow Spear. Okay, a Lord. Drew the land. That's good. Shaper Sanctuary. I think I just pass. Leave a push because I kind of want to get him. Reaper eats my Shredder, gains a life. Butcher eats his Shadow Spear, gains a life. Goes to combat. Attacks, attacks, attacks. So shoot the Lord, and we just opt. I mean, that is interesting, but I don't think we can afford it right now. Yeah, especially if we're going to draw that next. Block the Butcher. Hits my face for 1. We untap. There's a land. That's good. Puppeteer. Pass the turn. No attacks. We draw a 1-drop spell. We'll probably Dina and hold up the 1-drop. Plays the Bone Crusher. Goes to combat. No attacks. Play another Puppeteer. Go. Thrill Seeker. What do you target? The Reaper? Bone Crusher. Alright. Eats the Butcher. Gains a life. So it's a 6/5. Goes to combat. Attacks, attacks, attacks. Fine. We block, block, block. Now if he targets me, one of my threats here, we draw a card. Yes, we will draw. We will pitch, I guess, Kaido. Drain you. Play land. Green. Jorel. Black, blue, green. Dina. Hit you with a Puppeteer. Pass the turn. Marches my Joel. Jorel. That's fine. Mantles. Goes to combat. No attacks. Passes. After playing a Godless Shrine. Play another Droll. Sack Synthesis. Play Marsh. Drain you. Drain you. Breeding Pool. Tapped. Pass the turn. He just passes. We go ahead and opt. Top. Black. Blue. Tainted Indulgence. Pitch. Synthesizer. A Synthesis. Oh, I keep saying Synthesizer. Alright. Get some token. Get a token and drain you. Now we just go for lethal. Puppeteer. And opt for the win. Sweet. Got it. 2-0. Let's get into the last. Plays a Steam Vents untapped. Passes. We just play Watery Grave. Tapped. Go. Maybe there's an argument I should have played Marsh there. Plays an island. Shredder. Synthesis. Play the Marsh. Play Consider. Top it. We need the green source. It hits me down to 19. Another Shredder. Kaido. Play Jace. Play Breeding Pool. Tap. Go. Impulses my Jace. Steam Vents. Untapped. Meeting of the Minds. Okay, draw some cards. Draws 4 to be exact. It's pretty decent. This must be 8 Shredder or 8 Mancer, I think. Because I don't think Phoenix would play Meeting of the Minds. Meeting of Minds. This is awkward. So what I think I do is Synthesis. Still no land. Get rid of Kaido. Consider. I know he gets Shredder. Gets rid of a Pyromancer. And then consider definitely Graveyard. Where's my lands? Can't find them. Plays an Iconoclast. Of one mind. Gets multiple triggers. I might just be too far behind at this point. 7 points of damage in the air. It's pretty difficult to combat right now. I mean, we could Shredder, but Shredder probably not enough at this point. I don't necessarily want to give up that much more information. Pass the turn. Treasure Cruises. Seems good. Makes a token. That resolves. Plays a Sakazan. Young Pyromancer. Don't let me down, Shredder. Impulse. Consider. Okay, that works. But he gets to bolt my dude before I get to grow it. Discard an opt. Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it. Scoop it up. So against Shredder, Thoughtseize seems meh. He does probably have counter spells, but it's not something I should be trying against basically a combo-ish aggro style deck that tries to cast so many instances or sorceries. Duress. Is there anything bad? I don't think so. Run it back. Run it like that, I should say, after play Triumph. Go. Canal. Marsh. Play our own Shredder. Go. Alright, Mystical Disputes. Canal. Shredder. Consider. Top. Play the land. I definitely should have probably pushed first, because then I just give him a Connive trigger. So I think I'm gonna, on his upkeep, set stop. Push. Considers. What's the point of even trying to connive right here? I mean, it's fine, I guess, but you're just wasting your mana we could be devoting to something else. Sakazan. Consider. Graveyard. Draw 2 lands in a row. Breeding Pool. Tapped. Give. Shredder. Ops. Indulge. Get rid of the indulgence. That stinks. Puppeteer. Island. Consider. We might just be too far behind. He has more cards in hand. We got this Blasted Sanctum, so I mean that's fine. That Sprock's at least next turn. Hits me, take it down to 20. Plays a Pathway on blue. Iconoclast. Of one mind. Draws a card. Couple cards, makes a dork. Maybe this deck should have treasure. I mean, we do fill our yard up, and I mean Treasure Cruise is just cracked. It's one of the best blue cards in the format, so that is definitely a possibility. Sanctuary. I think I just pass. Indulgence. Draw 2, which is nothing but land. Drain you. Young Pyromancer. Fiery Impulse. Yes, we will draw. Alright, there goes our dude. Get back Shredder. Alright, kills my Shredder. We get to draw again. That resolves. Plays a tap Canal. Play Tainted Indulgence. Come on. Give me a good magic card right here. Get rid of the Marsh. Swings out. Play Cascade. You have 6 mana. I could 4-2. He does get another Sprock, but that's fine. Probably should have played the Shredder first. Yeah, that was a slight misclick, but at the same time, I don't want to pitch anything in my hand anyways. Impulse is my Shredder. We get to draw. Treasure Cruises. We don't really have any sweepers either for this matchup. Like, get rid of all these pesky 1/1s. We could definitely push the Shredder next turn. I don't know how well that's going to work out. Tax out with everything but the token producers. We don't really have a choice, but I think we have to block. We're at 8. We untap. So first things first. Push Shredder. Next. Sanctuary. Black, blue, green. Dina counters that. Consider. I guess that's fine. Drain you. Pass the turn. I don't know how I'm going to survive another turn. There's no way, right? He has more than enough tokens. All right, so he swings out. We block, and we die. Yeah, so we didn't even win a game that one. So we're technically 2-1. Let's get into the wrap up. So what did we learn this week about this deck? And actually, there's a lot of synergy. Unlike I would have thought, right? This deck actually functioned. We were so close to dying in that one game against Prototype, and then we just came back by the life gain on the back of Puppeteer and Dina, and stabilized with Jarrell, which really works well. Shredder was a solid threat. Of course, this is definitely the weakest card in the list, but I'd still like this body against aggro. It comes down turn 2, make sure I hit my land drops while being a 2-3 body, which is not terrible stat line to protect us against the warrior matchup. Otherwise, instants felt great. 2 Thoughtseizes seemed pretty reasonable. We didn't actually face control, which we would have brought the duresses and Thoughtseizes in for the fatal pushes, but the only thing maybe we could consider is maybe a little bit more spot removal, but like power word kill, something like that, that in matchups where Ray is not good, but I'm not exactly sure what I would want to cut in the board for it. Sanctuary did some work in that last game, but of course, has its flaws. But let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about this list. Did you guys like it? Was it sweet? What cards would you have suggested? I do get some people were suggesting in Doomwake's stream that, we could try stuff like Rona combo in here, but I feel like people are trying to put Rona combo in everything. It does require like 10 slots in your deck to put that thing in here. So it would be very difficult to be able to accomplish that. We would have to cut this, of course, this, and then potentially pushes or something to add the helixes, which are just kind of a bad card most of the time, especially since we proved that this deck can work, right? We have a pretty good, decent, we have a pretty slowish clock. But once we get to a point where we can start attacking, this deck does speed up. And the draining actually is quite relevant. If we ever get like a 2-drop that drains whenever we cast our second spell, we're in business. This card would just get cut. We would have essentially 9 copies of that effect. But I feel like at a 2-drop, it probably would just be whenever you draw your second card, your opponent loses a life, you gain a life, not 2. But I feel like this is actually pretty solid. Like I said, if you have any suggestions at all, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe before you head out the door. And until next time, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day.